This video will help walk you through the proper direction of travel when receiving communion. Please note that due to the limited seating and the closure of some aisles, it will be very important that you follow this exact pattern when coming forward to receive communion. The host team will be here to assist you if you have any questions. We have divided the church into 5 sections to help you determine when you should head forward for the reception of communion. Section A is at the far left as you face the front. Section B is at the far right. Section C is on the intermediate left, Section D on the intermediate right, and Section E is the balcony. When communion begins, Sections A and B will both stand and, beginning from the back of the church, will make their way towards the center aisle. If you notice the arrows, you will see that they will head directly towards each other, meeting up near the center of the center aisle. Using an alternating or zipper pattern, these 2 sections will head forward, receive communion from the 2 ministers, and return down their respective side. When the end of the line of communicants from sections A and B passes the last row in section C, the last row will begin to head for communion following in behind them. Section C, just like sections A and B, will begin from the back. The front pew will be the last to head forward for reception of communion. When all members of Section C have returned to their pews, Section D will head next, also beginning at the back, working their way to the front pew. If you are seated in sections C or D, you may discover there is more than one household seated in your pew. This creates a problem when returning to your pew after communion, as the first person out will be the first one to return. It is important that you take note of this fact. When you reach the front, the first person in the pew should head to the minister on their left. The second person in the pew should head to the minister on their right. When returning to your pew, you will discover that you meet up with the partner in your pew at the baptismal font. Please ensure that the person who is farthest into the pew is allowed to proceed first, thus ensuring that you return to the pew in the same order from which you exited. Section E, which is the balcony, will go last. It is important, due to the traffic flow pattern, that Section E all head across the back, up the center, and return using the opposite staircase from which they came down. They will exit the balcony using the staircase closest to the statue of Mary, and return to the balcony using the staircase closest to the parking lot. We are very aware that this pattern is quite different from usual, and we understand that it may not at first appear to make much sense. However, after many hours examining the directions in which people are able to travel, figuring out how long it will take for people to get from one place to another, and taking into consideration the number of locations people can stand, given the 6 feet of physical distancing, this is the only effective way to come forward for the reception of communion. Please note the following directives that have been released from the Bishop's Office. During the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, communion is only to be received in the hand. Communion may not be received on the tongue at this time, as this poses an increased risk of transmitting the virus to the minister or to other communicants. Please ensure when coming forward to receive communion that you hold your hands as flat as possible. This decreases the risk of the minister accidentally coming into contact with your hand. Following the prayer beginning, "Lord, I am not worthy," the priest will hold up the host and say, "The body of Christ." All people will respond, "Amen," from their pews. When coming forward to receive communion, there will be no dialogue between the minister and the communicant. The minister will simply place the host in your hand. Until further notice, there will be no reception of the blood of Christ, except for those who are unable to receive the host. Please note that we do have low-gluten hosts available for those who may need them. When the person in front of you is receiving communion, if you are wearing a mask, please begin to remove it. Clasp the mask by one loop over the ear, carefully removing it without touching your face or the front of the mask. Step forward, receive communion, and, upon consuming it, return the mask over your face. You are welcome to consume the host while standing in front of the minister, or move to the next arrow before consuming it if you would be more comfortable. The minister will be wearing a mask in an effort to ensure both their safety and your own. Hopefully this video has been helpful in determining the appropriate way to receive communion when at Mass. If you have any questions, please contact us at spfront@rogers.com or phone us at 519-753-8439. A number of members of our host team will be on hand on Sunday, and they will be happy to assist you if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you soon.